On the video today, I am continuing the conversation that I started yesterday, and this was about a client whom I met who was, like totally dependent on comparison. The entire life, every thought, every talk, every conversation, whether alone or whether in one-on-one or in the group, at work, at home, everything was comparison. And I was working with him to help him overcome this problem. And I recorded a video, which I said I will. I was kind of the yesterday's video was me explaining how why not to live a life where everything is about comparison. And I talked about how comparison is an addiction, and then how you have to stay in your own lane, and nobody's ahead and nobody's behind. And I talked about how if this is not dealt with, then your peace, your purpose, your path, all those things will get compromised, and that means you will not be spiritually be there. I shouldn't say the word spiritually awakened, because that's not exactly what everybody is seeking, but then there is an element of spirituality in everything we are doing, and we just lose the eligibility of even pursuing spirituality because we are constantly lost. So I said the delay is always in the divine. I talked about, life is not linear. Those were the things, and the link to yesterday's video is right here. And yesterday, I also said that I would come back and share a method how to overcome this comparison addiction. So I want to take a few moments today on this video. And again, if you are totally new to this channel, I show up here every day. We talk about self-improvement, personal development, occasionally entrepreneurship. Um, but the idea is that I come here, I show up here completely with no filters, and I record most of my videos in the car. I started doing interviews in the car also now. So this is it. This is how I show up. These videos are not edited. I don't even run this video through AI, which by the way will take out all my ahs and ums and all that stuff. But I just want to be as real as possible with you because I care about you, for you, even though we never met, and because there's a lot of, I don't know what to say. There's a lot of other stuff on this platform and every other platform. So I want to keep it real, keep it to the point, no nonsense. So if you like what I'm sharing with you by the end of this video, um, you can like the video, you can subscribe to this channel, totally optional, totally optional. Okay, so that said, how do you overcome this comparison addiction? The first and the foremost is you got to notice the trigger. You got to catch the thought as it's happening. And for that, there is a requirement of awareness. And awareness is the first step to freedom. You're not aware? I'm sorry. So when this is happening, you need to like step out of your body mentally and look at yourself and watch the languaging you're using. Watch the words that you're saying. Start from there. Okay. Now, once you catch it, let's say you succeed in catching this. The second thing is you got to name the feeling. You can't heal something that you don't feel. So one of the things I do when I'm working with people, whether I'm in a hypnotherapy session or in a coaching session, I want to know whatever they are saying or whatever they're expressing, how deep they feel. If they're not feeling it, not worth it. Well, yeah, I can show up, and because they are showing up, I show up, and then it's not going to. I can't drive the depth. So there is no transformation when you can't drive the depth. So whatever they have to feel it, and that's when we can help healing. Okay, so how do you name the feeling? So when you're comparing, is it inadequacy? Is it envy? Is it self-doubt? What is the root emotion that is causing this? And once you figure that out, once you have an answer, you may not have the answer right away. You'll take a few times, but then you do this for about 2 or 3 weeks, eventually you'll start seeing a pattern evolve. It may start with self-doubt, translates into envy. Starts with envy, maybe it's going to stay there, or it may translate into inadequacy. You will start catching these emotions or these feelings. And once that happens, the second thing, the next step is to go into, you become inward. Okay, you shift the focus inward. Now, comparison is outward, clarity is inward. The reason why this is happening is because we don't have clarity. We got to develop the clarity. So what we do is we're going to change the quality of questions. We're going to first ask some questions, and we're going to raise the quality of those questions. The questions that I want you to ask is, okay, what do I really want here? Why am I doing this? What do I really want here? Where was I 6 months ago? And where am I today? Is there a delta? Is there a positive difference? Did I come enough, or did I come some distance in a positive manner in the last 6 months? And then this is a bigger one, is, am I living my life in alignment with my values and goals? It doesn't matter who is saying what. You ask that question, am I in alignment with my values and my goals? That is a profound question. That question in itself will heal. Forget about the answer. The mind will start moving, seeking the answer automatically. It's going to filter out all the clutter, get to the point. It's amazing when you ask that question. Now, the next step from here is you replace consumption. Yesterday I talked about consumption. Consumption is, you are scrolling, you're comparing, you're doubting. And this is the self-sabotage repeat, because we are repeatedly scrolling, we are comparing, and then we are creating self-doubt. So you replace consumption with creation. What is creation? Creation is that you sit and write something, or you sit and listen to something, you sit and read something. That's creation. So is it fair to say that if I'm recording this every day, I'm recording this for the amount of time, about 10 to 16 minutes is the duration of my video, depending upon the day and the concept and the idea. And is it fair to say that during this time, I'm not scrolling? I'm not looking social media. Now, I cannot say that I don't do that outside of this. I do, because I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I do whatever I do. But during this time, I am not. So I'm creating versus consuming. I'm creating. What am I creating? Well, by creation, by default, raises creativity. You don't need to have creativity to create. But when you are creating, you are, in a way, opening yourself to creativity. So I'm creating this video, and my idea is that it impacts few people whom I do not know. It does. And some people who are subscribed, it does. And then I'm trying to become resourceful. I'm trying to become impactful along the way. And then I'm creating my legacy also. If there is something called legacy, we do not know. We live in difficult times right now. But let's say there is something called legacy. The legacy is not that people have to remember us after we are gone. The legacy is that, okay, if at all they do come across something that resulted from our fingerprints or maybe from our footsteps, then they will say, okay, fine, okay, there was some guy who did something, whatever, right? So that's legacy. Legacy is not somebody has to sit down and pray and think about you 24/7. That's not legacy. Legacy is that little bit of your work, residual, that they come across, then they feel good. For example, I came across Graham Wallace, who wrote the book, The Art of Thought. I have 2 books. I'm going to drop a link right here. You can check it out. This video where I talk about, who Graham Wallace was and how he impacted my thinking and how I took off on a whole different trajectory with my life and my work and with my thinking, all that. And because he wrote the book, The Art of Thought. Simple. Art of Thought. What do we need? We need thinking. The book was readily available and I got my hands on it. And then that's it. My life changed. I give credit. And that's the legacy. That's the legacy, that's the footprint, that's the fingerprint, whatever that is. So I'm creating, hopefully, that some steps are left behind. Okay. Now you got to stay on your lane. That's the and I talked about this yesterday also, right? You got to stay on the lane. And even before I get there, now once you are done with the creation process, there is this one little step, that completely magically shifts the whole game, and that is, in your heart, you bless them. For example, I have no idea you're watching this video. I bless you. If I come with that mindset, I'm blessing you, what happens to you? Or at least I don't know what happens to you, but I know for sure what happens to me. If I'm comparing myself with you, then what's happening is comparison always leads to contraction. Blessing always leads to expansion. So when I bless someone in my mind, if they're successful, I bless them. If they're ahead, I bless them. If they have the car, the house, the money, whatever it is. I'm looking right there. There's an aeroplane. He's flying right now. Okay, they have an aeroplane. Bless them. I bless. And then I'm on my lane. On my lane, and on my path, on my lane, on my purpose, and I'm peaceful. And my time is my time, their time is their time. If my time ends before I get there, it's okay. But I was peaceful, I had a purpose, I'm on my path. That matters to me, nothing else. The destination is great, celebration is great, but the journey matters, right? So my journey matters to me, and I'm on this path. I know it's not linear. Life is not linear. And if there is a delay, a delay is for a reason, and the delay is divine. Okay? And this is exactly what I did with this gentleman yesterday. This was a hypnotic suggestion. This was the entire conversation. This was, you call it a remedy, you call it a triage. You shouldn't be using those words in hypnotherapy, but you get the idea. Whatever way you want to say it. But that was a suggestion given to his unconscious mind in a state of hypnosis. That's what I did. That's the solution. And you can do that for yourself consciously, and with some trance involved with it, or whether some awareness, like totally aware. With a total awareness, you can do this. With a little bit of subliminal state of mind, you can do this. You can do this any which way, and this is the solution. Okay, I'm going to stop here. This has gone beyond 12 minutes at this point. I hope this is helpful. If it is, do me a favor. The sun is also setting. It's becoming dark. Do me a favor, write a comment and let me know that you saw this video. Comment is better than views anyway. If you like this video, I can reach some more people. And if you do subscribe, then I'm in front of you every day, literally at this point. Okay, that's all for now. Wherever you are, you be safe, and I'll be with you as early as tomorrow. Bye now.